I think that around 50% of your stock picks are going to be wrong. You really just have to have your process and let it rip, and that's really it. Because half of your investments are going to be wrong, you have to basically not, that's the reason you can't marry any specific stock. Like, if you accept you're going to be wrong half the time and you have some loser that is not great, doubling down on that loser is just going to make you lose all your money. There will be stocks you're just dead wrong on. INMB is going to zero. I didn't change my mind on that. I think you guys would know. If I changed my mind on something major, I would tell you. I think the key to Sarepta might be the 𝗦𝗏𝗘𝗢𝗏. The 𝗦𝗏𝗘𝗢𝗏, that can be worth more than the market cap right now. I don't think you should think too much about acquisitions. Biotech acquisitions don't happen that often. One, they usually happen for companies doing really well. But I will say, when Genzyme had big problems, they got acquired. When Alexion had big problems, they got acquired. There are companies who are opportunistic. Don't worry about M&A. Yeah, I don't know if you can go long HIMS or we're going to get another leg down. It's hard to tell. Capricorn, Anavex, those are coming soon. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people, there's a lot of, in fact, treatments that have lethal side effects, and they're just accepted. You know, bone marrow transplant is commonly given to pediatrics, and it is brutal to go through. Slowly getting through all these papers. I got a couple thousand papers to read. Everything's about this company, Immune. I like that the title is not, is this a grammatical title? What do you guys think? Maybe I got it wrong. Is this title of this paper grammatically correct? Metformin is one of the most commonly made medicines. It's like a penny. Why would anyone make metformin? You're dealing with $260. You're in the wrong place, buddy. You got to go to 𝗦𝗏𝗘𝗢𝗏. He's really great for people like you. Check him out. 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗏 on YouTube. Yeah, Capper can only last so long. CRISPR's real. It's just not that useful yet. Yeah, turnaround stories are tough. Public company CEOs do suck. Yeah, CRISPR stock itself, I mean, they're just one of many companies trying to do this. There's not much to the FDA quote-unquote investigation of 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏. There are many, many drugs that are dangerous. Stem cell transplant is routinely done in children. It's got a much higher fatality rate than 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏. You can basically think of this like a transplant. Yeah, it looks like it's adding ticker by ticker. Well, there's a lot more to aging than just telomeres, that's why. A lot of times the only thing that you can do to avoid a management change is sell the company. The board wants to fire you and you're like, wait, I'm gonna just sell the company. And they're like, oh, okay. AI-driven nanomedicine. What? What? I need a little John wave right now. What? AI nanomedicine? What? We've tried to replicate so many academic papers and have failed. I'd say at least half of academic literature is worthless. At least half. Necroptosis. Oh, shambolic is a real English word. It's a vocabulary word. You might see that in SAT. What's funny about this company is they don't really have a section for investor relations. Oh yeah, I was gonna send somebody to their office just to see what's going on. Do you guys wanna, should we do this? Is this legal? Insider info comes from a duty to not disclose data. It's very different from, I haven't looked at Nuvation in a while. Oh, that's different. If you know it from a Sarepta employee, that's not great. But if you knew it from the DMD community, it's not a big deal. Everyone has been talking about it. No, Sarepta's not my only long. I like 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏, I like Madrigal. All these stocks up here. I sold my Amgen. I had some Amgen before. You can't be short on something. You could just be short it. And yes, I'm short Capper. I'm not short on Capper, just short Capper. The nice thing is we get until Friday, 4 o'clock. So we got 24 hours to make it work, to get in the full position. People are nervous. It's a very you know, I mean, one line of thinking is would they host a conference call if it was not going to be good results? But on the flip side, their whole company comes down to this moment. So even Sarepta hosted a conference call on their results. I mean, the fact the stock went down so much today, and they know they have it, suggests to me it might be leaking. Did I say Sarepta? I meant Slava. I always confuse those two in my head. Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it. INMB infinite. So you just got to make your big bet one way or another.
Yeah, you always get a little nervous before these. I think part of it is Nektar just did the same thing, so some excitement around Nektar having the same exact kind of situation. Yeah, that might be right, Owen. Yeah, listen, I mean, right around the action is a lot of frenetic, nervousness. I don't think they could not do a conference call given the circumstances. Well, it's also down 15% today, so not exactly a surprise. Wait a second. They have a dial-in? Oh, they do have a webcast. They only have if they only had a dial-in, that would be bearish. They have a webcast. Ooh. I think Nektar just had this, so that there's some excitement around that maybe, but yeah, I mean, it's exciting. The conference call is very soon. I don't know if there are going to be slides, so I think that would not be good if there are no slides. Yeah, I don't think they have slides, which would not be bullish. Y'all doing slides? Just call up, be like, y'all doing slides up in there? Can I help you with them slides? Let me get some slides, man. Come on, man.
Please have your conference ID ready, and a coordinator will be with you momentarily. If you require assistance during your program, please press *0 and a coordinator will assist you. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling. Member conference ID, please.
INMUNE.
And I did not find a conference that matches that code. Is there maybe a different code that it might be under that I can look up?
No, I think that's it, but it's probably not today. I think it might be Monday.
Let me see if I can pull up anything.
INMUNE, INMUNE.
Yeah, it's just not showing me anything past today, and I don't have it on our schedule for today.
Alrighty, well, I'll try Monday.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You want to know all the hedge fund dirty tricks? I'll show you the dirty tricks. INMune Bio Inc. data announcement. Is that bullish or not? Data announcement. No revenue is better than revenue. Because you can tell the story, get the people to believe it. That's all that matters. They believe the story. I'm almost up on D-Wave. D-Wave's getting there. D-Wave's falling like a rock. Wait, D-Wave's falling like Iraq. D-Wave's falling like Iran. First it was this squeeze. This is when I said, I'm going all in. That was later determined to be a mistake. That was their quarterly earnings. It was very bad, but the market thought it was good. And now we're filling the gap. I know you guys like technicals, we're filling the gap. The gap has been filled. Fake company, fake news. It's gone down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. In fact, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Last 13 trading sessions. It's only had one update, 12 out of 13 down. Don't worry, they're all gonna have the same fall. Yeah, I was starting to get together a little investing book series on Goodreads. There's a book called The History of the Future. It's about Palmer Luckey and the Oculus story. What's Spectral AI? Yeah, it's a great title. And it's even nicer cover. There's always counterparty, but what does it mean to you? I mean, a lot of counterparties have no problem waiting until expiry. They can add more. They don't have to get out. And you don't know to what extent they've hedged or not hedged. I mean, you can't really divine too much from it. I'm pretty sure you can do that. There's a link. Like if you click this linked thing, all right, then you click the right color and you link it. So let's say green here, okay? You make this green, they're linked. So if I change one, let's say I go from AVXL to Pfizer, news and charts change together. So there you go. It's already linked. I can do that. Then I can do holders list. I link green again, and all of them are together. Then I change to Merck. Boom, all three change at once. How you like that? Well, there's a lot of drugs. I mean, there's 6,000 drugs. So, a lot of the ones that are out of stock or there's a shortage or there's only a few people that take it. I mean, those are the kinds of drugs that you want to target, and you can help the supply chain and the patients while also helping yourself and your company. Everyone wins. The only people that don't win is the media. The media gets very mad. Homie, that chart is as I don't know where the news is at. Can you point it out? Watch it starts got candle. Homie, what news? Well, look, a PE ratio isn't the only way to value something. There's a mix of things that you have to look at. Principally, the two things are growth and risk. I do think the S&P would be and should be lower, but we also stand in a unique period of time where there's a lot of opportunities. Almost 10,000 trades for QuantBot. Big milestone. Oh yeah, I got a memory leak. Probably because the amount of HTML in there is. I'm probably not going to buy back in HIMS unless I get a lower price. I mean, it's a great company. They do have challenges. It's not like they don't have any challenges. Yeah, we want to try Tori. Electron is kind of. Our guys are not big fans of Electron, but I do think we should get around to doing it. Metastatic cancer is a market, just the same way early stages. But yeah, oncology is a big market. I don't know about Regeneron. I'm still trying to figure it out. Ilea's like going to zero fast. Badges, I'm trying to figure out what to do there. I mean, you can't really run this thing yet. Regardless, I think maybe I'll have people sign an agreement or something. The question is, why do you want to look at it? If it's just curiosity, I mean, stay curious. I don't know that that's there's stuff on GitHub you can look at. I'm looking for customers. Yeah, I've looked at Carvana. It's hard for me to short it because it's still growing. Revenue's still growing nicely. I'd rather short it if that turns. Carvana's run by Felon's son, right? Yeah, it's definitely a convoluted structure. Carvana is a little hard to understand what exactly is happening at the company. I just like to see revenue drop first. They also have related party stuff going on, right? They kind of have they got a lot of accounting questions. You just try to be as impartial as you can. Yeah, I don't think Dupixent will ever drop basically until expiry. There's so many indications. I don't think that there's any. OX40 isn't that potent, right? And this market's just going to keep growing. A lot of these diseases were never treated. It takes time, Vlad. It takes 5-10 years before you can really, from launch. Some of the drugs you mentioned, most of the drugs you mentioned, not even approved. I have I just bought one share for a 2% position. This is a very small account. Ilea is this sort of toast. No, this is a one-time only. I started this account a month ago. It's up almost 1%, which is, I think, a good return for this month. This was a roller coaster month. And plus, this is type 1 versus type 2 inflammation, right? These drugs, these asthma and those drugs are all, the classic autoimmune. This stuff is much more the IL-4/13 pathway. There are some new. I've never had LVMH in this model. Schwab doesn't really have an interactive. I'm sorry, Schwab doesn't have international. Doesn't do that very well. Yeah, we got an economic calendar coming. It's in development. I've seen it. It's very nice. The guys want to touch it up a bit before we release it. It's an M&A thing. You can read the news. They've gotten some offers to sell the company for a much higher share price. So, listen, if you had half the stress I have, okay, we'd be sitting in a corner crying. All right? I'm sitting here in the billionaire group chats. Don't make me turn me back to the old me, man. Snap takes a big turn for the worse. Must be bad guidance or something. Down 8%. I don't know why, but Snap, Street thought Snap would be better. You want me to go look at the Snap numbers? It's a waste of time. There's a million companies reporting tonight. I don't know about SMCI, man. That stock's crazy. I don't think they're that untrustworthy. I don't know how they're going to cut any costs, God. They've had years to do that. Yeah, they need to cut some people. I don't disagree with you. I didn't buy any Snap yet. Yeah, look, a lot of that is TC, so, it's half of that's stock-based comp, and all that stock-based comp is worthless. I'll keep that in mind. But, it's still a wasteful company. There's no doubt about it. You can go in there and cut hundreds of millions. But that is a lot of stock-based comp. Sanofi has a biosimilar problem coming. What are they going to do when Dupixent goes generic? Yeah, government's going to raise equity. So, Dupixent was kind of light. The bag was kind of light. Up 23, it's not that light. But I thought COPD would accelerate numbers. Tennessee's GDP, $400 billion? Not bad. makes Dupixent with Regeneron. Whoa! Hey, yo, whoa! Can I short this? That's a pretty bad. Yeah, we only missed by $1 billion. I know we're supposed to be NVIDIA's big customer. Bet you it drops more. Only missed by $1 billion in revenue. It hasn't been this low in a while. So they really did commit accounting fraud. They just like eased their way out of it. We thought it would be $6 billion. It turns out it was 5. Yeah, people get paid to guide that or to put their sell side number up there. It's not a good sign for AI in general if those build outs are slowing down. SMCI is pretty levered to those build outs. 2 most interesting companies in the world, Palantir and SSI. Listen, man, if Palantir misses, it's all over, right? Shut your computer down, close your trading account. Problem is CD38 is going to go generic. What's going to happen? They'll make money between now and then, but all these big antibodies, Keytruda, Dupixent, Darzalex, they're all going to be generic. What are they going to do? What are these companies going to do? Honestly, I'm surprised it's not down more than 19%. Yeah, I know the founder of Palantir. I guess, like, theoretically, SMCI sees the real demand. Wake it up next quarter. I think Genmab's got a big problem with daratumumab. It's their only asset, basically. Yeah, it's going to go generic someday. Not too far away. They haven't been able to come up with a... I know they have, like, the follow-on. Bladder cancer is a weird one. I mean, it's a, it's a good-sized space. Aren't too many drugs that work. You have to instill with a catheter up your urethra, oftentimes, drugs so you can bathe the bladder in chemo. It's kind of neat. There was an old drug for it that I almost... Oh, wow, Brian. Yeah, so I almost bought BCG and raised the price. I was in negotiations with Merck. It was made from potatoes. It's very weird how it's made, too. That was the big hang-up. There's no real way to transfer it. I was going to buy this other drug that was made on a farm, and I had to buy the farm from Pfizer. That was going to be wild. Well, it is oncology for them, so they kind of get an excuse to say they're an oncology company because they got Keytruda and then BCG. But Sanofi had BCG too at one point. They just discontinued it. I love the Constellation. Oh yeah, thank you, Mike. Make sure you check out GodelsTerminal.com too. Yeah, I think Novo's overreaction. I like Novo.
I know you like to post. You post about Sava and quantum stocks on what's the app called, on Substack.
Yep.
So basically, you could do the same thing on my app, and then you could go on and sell it for, I don't know, $5 a thesis. So I don't know, 1,000 people read it, or however many people read it, you get paid like that. And so like the whole idea is just like cutting through there's a lot of artists on Twitter and,
of course,
basically the Joe Springers of the world would hate this app.
No, I mean, I like it, the idea a lot. I think there's a couple of things to keep in mind. So the first is it's not entirely new, which is fine. You don't have to have a new idea. You just have to do it really well. There's eToro and a couple of these other, I looked at one yesterday. So we actually had this exact conversation in our office yesterday because we're doing sort of something similar for Godel. And there was something we were looking at. It was something like Zulu Trader, I think it's called. And right. Zulu Trade. Yeah. So Zulu Trade is like this, but it's copy trading and it's for Forex people. But like it's actually fairly impressive in terms of the analytics they give you and stuff like that. So here's this guy, Trade Professor 7, who's had a pretty impressive run. But you can kind of see their performance and get a sense for like what their situation is. But I think that to me, the problem with a lot of these tools and apps is that you need distribution and traffic. And if you're offering one kind of little thing you do, you either have to be so good that like people are like, they want to do that. And that, if you look at that website, it's like, meh, I think you have to be so good at this kind of thing that, people will go to your website just for that one thing, or you have to have already existing distribution. Like Bloomberg could launch this feature pretty easily, right? They have hundreds of thousands of users. They can rapidly kind of onboard those people. So could E-Trade, so could Robinhood, so could all of those guys. So the question is like, is it either going to be so good that like everyone drops what they're doing and they do this, or do you get drowned in the competition that has other forms of distribution? So I think it's all about the execution. Like, is the idea good? Sure. Can you actually get a partnership with TradingView? Can you get a partnership with us? Can you get a partnership with Robinhood? Can you like Spotify is $100 billion company. There've been 1 million music streaming apps, right? 1 million. Mm-hmm. They found a way to execute and do it really, really well. Like that was what made them different. It wasn't a different idea. It was just an incredible execution. So it's up to you to execute. Can you execute in a way that is incredible? How do you get users to use the platform? You have to pay them. People don't post their picks for free. Well, how do you pay them? Well, they have to get paid from other users. Well, why are those users going to show up? There's so many like chicken and egg problems here, but eventually I do think you can get it to work.
Right. Well, cool. Thank you. These are something I'm going to be working on a lot this summer. I'm planning on doing beta testing this summer, and I'd love for you to get on the app, maybe post a thesis or two.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
No, I believe, look at Spotify. If somebody told me I'm going to have a business where 90% of my revenue is going to go to the artist, I'd say no way. But it's literally a $100 billion company. I'm not currently long SoFi, but I kind of am constructive. I kind of like it. No, Spotify became a household name. They had to find a way to do that, which was not easy. Yeah, so F8 is our equity key. F10 is our index key. F2, I think, is our currency key. Let's check that out. Let's see if it defaults it correctly. That's not good. So you have to do USD, JPY, KER. There it is. And so if you're a yen trader, you got that right on your big screen over there. Just get a $500 Samsung and just put it up mountain on that wall. I'm trading yen nonstop. Whole house can see it. Like that? GodelTerminal.com. How about earnings? Microsoft Equity EM. Earnings matrix. I love this function. Microsoft's 30 times earnings. 26 times next year. I want to switch it up. Let's look at Apple. Apple, same thing. Apple's gotten really expensive. How about NVIDIA? 25 times next year. I could look at revenue too. Aha. But I also have price to sales right here. All right. Let me go back to EPS. How about Merck? Wow, Merck's 9 times earnings. What a great system. What a great system. And you could even link components so that components are connected to each other. If you change one stock, you'll change the other. Every stock has an elevated PE because the market's probably a short. It's overvalued. This is my 2 cents. No new longs yet, but we did kick hymns to the curb.